Okay guys, so this is another fanfiction idea, and this one is kind of like a retooling of one I had a little while ago, but this one has a little more story to it, and this is Old Man Randy. This is a story, basically, that's kind of like based off of course, Old Man Logan. I've always wanted to do an Old Man Logan story, and I did one with Old Man Danny, but I didn't really go too deep into it. With Old Man Randy, I had a little more time to really kind of go into this character and everything about him, as well as, what happened in his version of the supervillain apocalypse that happened. But anyway, so Old Man Randy, this story is set 50 years into the future after 30 years after a horrible supervillain apocalypse happened, and like 90% of the Earth's superheroes were wiped out. They were pretty much wiped out of existence. And in this war, Randy gave up being the ninja, and he never put on the mask again, nor did he pass it down. Probably because there was no one else to pass down, because a lot of his friends are dead, superhero-wise or otherwise. And now Randy lives alone. He basically lives as kind of like Clint Eastwood's character from The Horse with No Name. He's just kind of a wanderer from town to town. He's grown old, and all the major supervillains now kind of like control territories, not just in the U.S., but also like they control territories all across. There's shared territories all across the globe. I always found that was weird. That it was like, why just the U.S.? What about the rest of the world? There's plenty there. There's plenty to go around, guys. But anyway, so that was the big thing with this, is that in here we follow Randy as he's kind of living like a vagabond, not using his not being able to use his weapons. He's just kind of like, yeah, this shit destroyed me. This shit just completely destroyed me, and I'm just going from town to town looking for work. I'm just here, looking for work. I'll, repair cars. I'll, hand out, I'll do like basic labor jobs and then just move on to the next town. Because he's constantly worried, hey, what if someone notices me because I'm one of the heroes that managed to escape the hero holocaust? So I got a big old target on my back. So what do I do? Yeah. Then comes along, I'm trying to remember, like, who was my Hawkeye. It suddenly just left me. I apologize. But basically, oh yeah, Penn. It was Penn Zero. Penn comes along, finds him, and is like, hey, I need your help with something. I need some help getting some medical supplies from one territory around the world to another. Can you give me some help? And Randy's like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to be found out. And he's like, hey, why don't you come with, you can come with me, and I'll pay you, and, you can just live out your life on, like, a boat, or, like, maybe on vacation, somewhere where the villains won't bother you, somewhere where, you can either hide out or something. This is just, you don't even have to put your mask on. And he's like, I wasn't going to put my mask on, but I'll take that money and use it to go crawl back into a bottle because it's alcohol all the way. Anyway, so as the story progresses, there's a lot of going on, like Black Hat has a territory, Chase Young from Shaolin Showdown has a territory, and even like there are even some heroes that became villains. The Pines family they're kind of like the Hulk gang, only without the incest. Before you even ask, there was no, Dipper and Mabel didn't do what Hulk and She-Hulk did. Just saying. That didn't happen. There was enough, they managed to have their own families, and the reason why they're kind of like the Hulk gang is because they were, during the hero holocaust, they were pretty much sidelined by a lot of the heroes, and Dipper was already like, this is kind of your fault. You should have taken out a lot of these heroes. Should have done what was necessary to take out these heroes. So you know what? Fuck you guys. You're the reason this is happening. So we're gonna join that team because during the fight with the war between the heroes and villains, Dipper and Mabel's parents were killed, and the Pines family lost. Gravity Falls was just wiped clean, like it was just turned into a mud ball during the war, a battle for the portal in the final war between heroes and villains. So in that moment, when Gravity Falls was just wrecked, and several of their friends and their parents were killed in a battle in California, the Pines family was like, "Nope, fuck you." And we're going to kill all of you. We're going to help kill all of you. They were also genetically modified by Anton Savarius, a geneticist from Gargoyles, who genetically amplified them to give them superhuman strength and what have you. So yeah, they're kind of like the Hulk gang in here, and they're Dipper and Wendy's kids are also part of this. They're kind of like the Hulk gang, but also mixed with a little bit of Mad Max, because they use a lot of different cars in here. You also have, like, Danny's gone, Vlad has a territory and all that, but the main thing in this story was that, the whole thing was what made Danny give up being a superhero, what made Randy give up being a superhero. And in that one, in this story, yes, Randy and Alia from, of course, Miraculous Ladybug are in a relationship, because that's my crossover OTP ship, Don't fight me on this, you will lose. And in this story, Randy and Alia were fighting together in a huge battle against several villains until they encountered Lila, who had become Volpina, and what had happened was Randy battled Volpina and ended up killing her in a fight. He didn't want to, but he ended up accidentally just running her through. And if you read Old Man Logan, you kind of know where I'm going with this. So it turns out that he didn't kill Lila. Lila tricked him into killing Alia, with the only woman he ever loved, with his own sword, and that kind of drove him into depression and what have you. So there was that. He actually, instead of letting Mysterio go, the last act he did do as the ninja was track down Lila and decapitate her. He did track down Lila, and this may have been a world of villains now, but he was going to make damn sure she wasn't going to prosper in it. The other thing in this story is that the final war between the heroes and villains, and the villain apocalypse that led to this, is kind of also a little inspired by what's going on in DC right now with the Year of the Villain. What had happened was, some of the more influential villains pooled their resources together and gave all the other villains tech and genetic upgrades and what have you to launch this united war on the superheroes. So that was kind of the big thing in here. So it's a little bit of Year of the Villain, and that kind of spiraled out of control into this. So there you go. Also, Penn reveals that why he kind of also, has been living low is because Sashi was killed in the war. But, however, rather than just, unlike Randy, who, just got drunk and just went town to town being a nameless vagabond, Penn, on the other hand, decided to stay low and continue the fight because that's what she would have wanted. So he continues the good fight in her honor, and he actually tries to get Randy multiple times to, hey, join the war effort, there's still a few superheroes left, and we're, fighting an underground war and what have you, and Randy's like, nah, fam, I don't do that. Anyway, so that was pretty much the idea for this old man Randy series. Before anyone asks, I don't think this will be part of the Infinityverse. I really don't. Maybe it'll be what if story at some. Maybe we may touch on this in some capacity, like a what if, but not for a while. I don't see us doing this, or at all, really. For the Infinityverse. Jason and I are probably not going to do this, but yeah, I just kind of figured, this would be kind of fun to talk about. This would be kind of fun to do as a fun little, little video here and there. So you guys tell me, what did you guys think of this idea? Did you guys like it, hate it? Where would you find some of the heroes and villains in this universe? What do you think they'd be doing? And just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.